You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them! Bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness!
It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it, and Keyshawn Davis did this past weekend. This is AEO Boxing with Madiba, and let's talk about it. And this right here is an unscripted video. A few days ago, I made a video saying that Keyshawn Davis was going to be the next American superstar, and what he did this past weekend makes me feel like a jackass for even making that video, because in the course of 3 days, Keyshawn went from a rising star and potentially the next American superstar to crashing out and becoming a disgraced boxer, and it's disappointing to me. How are you going to miss weight by 4 pounds, get your title stripped, have your fight cancelled, have one of your brothers lose, and then jump the guy who beat your brother? All of that happened in the course of a weekend. This man Keyshawn lost money, lost a lot of fans, wasted time, wasted everyone's time actually, wasted Top Rank's resources, embarrassed himself, his family, and his hometown, but most importantly, ruined his reputation in a crazy way. The man who claims to be a businessman, his nickname is the Businessman, did horrible business this weekend. I went to the fight and I guarantee you that's the first and last time I go to Norfolk. And when I was down there, you can tell the energy was off. Several people that I talked to were disappointed in the fact that Keyshawn wasn't fighting. They were anticipating it and they just couldn't see it. Over 2,000 people refunded their tickets, and you can see it visibly in the crowd. There are huge gaps and empty seats everywhere in the arena. And if Keyshawn was there, I'm telling you it would have been filled up, but once again, he missed weight and his fight got cancelled. And when Kelvin lost, the energy in the crowd, which was already low, plummeted even further. Abdullah Mason brought some energy back into the crowd, but it was still tamed, especially with how the fight ended. There was even a fight in the crowd during the last round of Mason, and that took a lot of people's attention away from that fight to the fight in the crowd. Out of all the fights that I've been to in my life, this has to be the worst fight atmosphere I've ever experienced. And it's really crazy to me because Keyshawn and DB3 had it all going for them. The city, including the mayor and the news, legends like Michael Vick, Allen Iverson, the Clips, Shaq, and even little Boosie pulled up. This man had the entire support of Virginia and the 757. Keyshawn even said himself that he had events planned for the entire week and after the fight. He had people driving in and flying in to see this fight, including myself, and they spent their hard-earned money to come and watch this fight. And Top Rank and Bob Arum put their entire promotional weight behind this to promote and elevate this fight and the brand of Keyshawn and DB3, just for all of that to go up in flames and disgraced. I'm not sure if I can consider myself a fan at this point. I still want to see him succeed because I was a fan of Keyshawn and I think he's still needed in boxing, but considering all that happened this weekend and prior events like him going at Abdullah Mason, him hating on fighters like Devin Haney, and his general attitude, I just see Keyshawn in a different light now, and I'm just disappointed. But the biggest issue that Keyshawn is facing right now is the fallout with Top Rank and Bob Arum. Missing weight and having a fight cancelled along with getting 2,000 tickets refunded is bad enough because you're wasting time, money, resources, and energy. But then you go ahead and attack Nahir Albright in his locker room and then try to jump his brother. What started out as a costly mistake turned out to be a liability. Keyshawn is a liability, and I don't see Top Rank ever coming back to Norfolk or giving Keyshawn the same amount of promotional treatment as before. Keyshawn fumbled the bag in a major way, and this is worse than what Tio did when he lost to Kambosos. And you see how Top Rank treated Tio after losing to Kambosos. In my opinion, Top Rank should sign Nahir Albright now because, hey, he gave Keyshawn a tough fight and got a no contest, and then he just beat his brother. With all that being said, Abdullah Mason is the only redeeming quality of the weekend. Humble kid, and he's a good fighter that looks to be a great fighter. This is something that people were gravitating to before this fight, but after all that happened this weekend, people have really liked this kid more and more. It's obvious that Top Rank needs to promote this kid as the next American superstar, and with Keyshawn being stripped as a champion, that WBO belt at lightweight is vacant. So that means Abdullah Mason, who is now ranked number 2 in that organization, can fight for the vacant belt against, I think, Sam Noakes. And I think that should be the next move. If not, go to 140 and let him take over from there. But who knows, this is boxing. Anything can happen. Thank you for tuning in with Ayo Boxing with Madiba. I plan on doing more unscripted videos to get my thoughts out like this, but like damn, Keyshawn fumbled the bag.